shit! Get on your feet!
This is culturally inappropriate.
It is Friday morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you all for joining us. It is October 3rd, spooky season, and we keep things rolling along. Yes, Crevonte, who would ever think 10 years plus later, the Flex Zone in the mornings, of course, joined by the right-hand man, my guy, Crevonte Baby. And it's a Friday, and we got to play his team.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Commanders. We fight for RDC. Who are we? The Commanders.
Jam. Oh, jam. Stupid. Just stupid. Well, now that's goofy.
Flex Zone morning show on a Friday, Crevonte. It has a nice ring to it, don't you think?
Hey man, this is something little different. You know what I'm saying? Little different. That's all right. Trying something new. Had to make some minor adjustments, but this is all right. This is different. I'm okay with it.
As always, joined by the Commanderlorain, yours truly, God's favorite host. Thank you all for joining us this morning, wherever you may be. Thank you for listening in. We got your preview for week 5. Can you believe it? Already in week 5. The beginning of week 5 started actually last night with an epic game, which we will get to. Didn't see that coming. I'm sure a lot of people may have lost some money as well. But make sure if you're in the chat, hit that thumbs up. Helps us out. Best way to support what we do. Super chats as well. Cash App. And as always, throw your ones up. Acknowledge us because Crevonte, we give people sports how you want it.
When you need it.
All right, Crevonte, going out west, the West Coast, or as you like to say, the left coast,
Indeed.
The City of Angels,
Yeah.
LA, SoFi Stadium, that beautiful stadium, which we did see last night as well.
Yeah.
Helen going to the West Coast, 4 o'clock start, but a normal 1 p.m. start for us East Coast folks over there. How you feel about this game early on?
Hey man, look, but before we get into that, is this the first time that SoFi has had 2 games in such close proximity?
I was just thinking that on top of my head. I'm like,
I was like, wait a
2
minute.
days apart.
They did play there. They did play there last night, didn't they? And they're gonna play there again on Sunday. Okay,
Yes.
that's different. I don't know what the numbers are or the history of with the short history is on that, but I feel like this might be the first time. But the Commanders should be in LA right now. Usually Dan Quinn likes to take early. He likes to take his trips early, especially the longer the trips are. He tries to go a little bit early. So they should be in LA right now, which is cool. Give them time to adjust to the time difference. But I feel indifferent, man. Maybe not indifferent, but yeah, you know what? I can say indifferent. I'm not sure exactly, what I'm saying, how I feel. I love the fact that JD5 is back. He get to show out in front of his people. So he got a lot of folks coming down to see him at SoFi. So I know he's gonna want to show out, but he has a brace. You know what I'm saying? I know that's gonna hinder him in some way, shape, or form, which kind of takes away from him being so dynamic. Also, Terry McLaurin is still out. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. It seems like we're running into the same situation we did last week. A team coming off a crushing loss, and now we got to see them. So I know the Chargers we just lost to the Giants. There's no way we come. They're not coming out slouching. You know what I'm saying, in this game, which I am very, very concerned about. But also, the point spread did go down. It went from 3.5 to 2.5. So, excuse me. So some money is coming in on the Commanders. So I go this way, I go that way. So it's definitely one of those games. And also back-to-back road games. So that's also concerning because this team does not play well on the road.
How you feel about the spread? I'll pull it back up. 3.5 right now, and a half over under.
What's the what was the over under?
46.5 and 3.5 point spread.
Okay. So yeah, some books. I guess it depends on what book you with, because some books are at 3.5, and it looks like 2.5 seems to be it's on somewhere in that realm. The Chargers do have some injuries. The Chargers absolutely have some injuries, especially on their offensive line. But damn, you know what? I can't even say this is a home field because so far not really nobody's home field for real.
Not last night. Yeah, not last night.
Everybody come out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody come out LA, man. That's everybody's that's everybody's home for real. So I can't even say the 3 points is for home field because I don't think that matters at all. But a field goal sounds about right. Given the circumstances for both teams. The Chargers have some they have some things going on the offensive line, and the Commanders have issues with injuries, as well to key players. So 3.5, 2.5 in that range sounds about right. 46.5 is about normal, normal as well. So it's nothing crazy to take home about the spreads.
And a nice 74-degree clear day in LA.
Perfect.
Gotta love that, Crevonte.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. That is perfect football weather, and that's a very nice venue. Very, very nice venue, man. So yeah, I mean, it's a perfect football weather. Amazing venue that's been used, that's going to be used twice in 4 days or whatever it is from Thursday to Sunday, but they will get it together. But aesthetics, man, that is a beautiful, beautiful place. And also, I think they played against each other in college, maybe about 6-ish years ago or so, back when JD5 was at Arizona State. So that it's always a fun matchup when these two guys get together.
Alex, I did see a question in the chat, so
Alex,
did
good,
go
man.
look it up. I did go look it up. It opened in 2020, so I did go Google it. It opened in 20. So only 5 years. Just turned 5 years old, by the way.
Right. Yeah. Just turned 5. So yeah. SoFi is one of the newer venues. We have Buffalo's coming up, and then Commanders, and the next 5 years. I had to plug that.
Titans too, Crevonte. I think Titans are getting one in 2027 in Nashville.
Why?
Even though they don't deserve one. They don't deserve
Why?
One. They're getting a new statement. I think 2027. Yeah.
Okay.
You wouldn't have known that because the Titans give you nothing to.
I wouldn't have known anything about that, but it is what it is. I wonder how much money is going to be, because usually they up the price, they up the ante with all the technology and the architecture and all that. They usually get better and better. So you're telling me that they're going to outdo what SoFi got?
Hey man, Nashville is a lovely place. I've heard. Our good brother Dre's been down there. Yeah, so there you go. It's funny you mentioned the college matchup, Crevonte, because we didn't speak about this, but I got it loaded up. I got the last time they played. It was Justin Herbert, Oregon, and Jayden Daniels at Arizona State. Let's take a look at this jump back in history. It was an epic game, to say the least.
That's sweet.
We'll just play the highlights. Yeah, there you go. As you see, young JD5 there. Who would have known he would be there? There you go. Look at him going back and forth. Yeah, I think this was the coming out party for JD5, because a lot of people didn't know who he was at Arizona State at the time.
Yeah, so, yeah. No, absolutely. This is definitely his welcome to the league. I mean, welcome to the nation.
Yes, and Herbert, he was at Oregon.
A lot of touchdowns in this game, man.
Yes. Quarterbacks, Crevonte, real quick before I get to the quarterbacks, as we go over the highlights. The head-to-head matchup, I do want to mention that the Commanders lead it, Crevonte. This goes back obviously to the San Diego days, which I still think they never should have moved, but we'll debate that another day. The Commanders, yeah. And speaking of San Diego, they just got choked again in baseball, by the way. That's another story for another day. Sorry, Padres. The Commanders lead the series, Crevonte, 7-5. First matchup was on September 16th, 1973. Commanders, they put belts to ass. They beat the then San Diego Chargers 38-0.
Finish him, Daddy.
That's
Never
right.
too early for a good ass whooping on a Friday.
Never.
And the last matchup was in 2021, so it's been a little while. Chargers took a 20-16 victory over the Commanders at the time. All right, Crevonte, you guys don't play each other often.
No.
Obviously, still having that 7-5 lead. What do you think about the coaching matchup? I want to start there before we get to the injuries because you got two long in the tooth coaches, which isn't really a bad thing when it comes to coaching. Jim Harbaugh, where all he does is win, and Dan Quinn, who does the same, really, if you ask me.
Yeah.
How do you think about the coaching? Even with the coordinators, we know Cliff Kingsbury, Joe Witt, and how about Greg Roman, former Ravens offensive coordinator,
Yeah, you're
and a
right.
guy whose name we're going to hear a lot of, Crevonte, as far as coaching vacancies, Jesse Minter, the defensive coordinator with the Chargers. We've heard him on. A lot of Ravens fans have mentioned him. Remember, he came from Michigan with Harbaugh.
Yep.
What do you think about this coaching matchup? It's going to be some good coaches on the field Sunday, 4:25 as well. I believe this is the do you guys get Brady this week? It's a 4:25 game. I'm not sure what crew you get. I'll find that out. But how you feel about the coaching matchup?
This is very interesting. Like you said, these guys have been coaching for a very, very long time. And Jim Harbaugh is, when it comes to some of the greater coaches in the NFL, you got to talk about Jim Harbaugh. And even on the college ranks, you know what I'm saying? He finds a way to lead whatever's best for the program or the league or the team. He finds a way to get the absolute best out of folks, and it absolutely shows. And Dan Quinn, we remember him back from the Legion of Boom days. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dan Quinn goes that far back. At least for me, the way I noticed, like, oh gosh, this guy's really good. He's going to be a head coach one day. And unfortunately, we try to forget. I mean, we can't forget, but 28-3, that absolutely sucks. And that is unfortunately always going to be on his resume. But him showing the will to keep going and persevere and learn, learn from it. So it's a lot of years between the two coaches. As we get to the coordinators, Jesse Minter, he's a hot candidate. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's slowly rising up the ranks. His name is going to be buzzing when the season is over with all the coaching vacancies that is going to occur, because every year it's always around somewhere between 6, 7, maybe even 8 vacancies, and he could fill one of them. So the matchup between him and Cliff Kingsbury is going to be the one to keep our eyes on, because Cliff Kingsbury is a brilliant offensive mind, and Jesse Minter is he's cutting his teeth on the defensive side. So this matchup is going to be very, very interesting. The back and forth chess match, what I'm saying, that we're going to see. Now, as far as Joe Witt Jr. and Greg Roman, kind of a snooze fest. I'm not going to hold you. Got folks on this side, and by this I mean the Commanders. We're not really feeling Joe Witt Jr. right now. You know what I'm saying? He's very seems to be very inconsistent, especially when it comes to home and away, putting guys in terrible positions. So he's got to break that. He's got to break that trend, that very unfortunate trend. And Greg Roman pretty well. So he seems to be changing up what he does a little bit, because between him and Jim Harbaugh, they like to run the ball. They absolutely love to run the ball, but they've been letting Justin Herbert kind of go at it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of go at it right now. And he's putting up crazy numbers. So, maybe Greg Roman may be turning a new chapter in his coaching life. But Joe Witt has some he's got to do better. I'll just say that. And as you can see, the video you just pulled up, that's how the defense be looking at times. At least, and let me say, it's the explosive plays that's killing me. But I'll get to that when we talk about the keys.
All right, Crevonte, it is Tom Brady and Kevin Burkhardt. So you get the A team yet again. So another big time showdown in front of the world. So the world will get this game as well. Let's get to the injury report, Crevonte. You know, we got to talk about the injury report. I'm calling 2025 in the NFL the year of the injury, by the way, because it just does not stop every game you watch. I don't know what it is, but let's get to this injury report. And also, Crevonte, a return to help bolster the offensive line as Sam Cosmi opened his window for practice. He is going to be out this game, but help is on the way. We know Noah Brown is out. No Scary Terry. Again, they won't travel with the team. But Jayden Daniels is back, as you mentioned, with the knee brace. You want to talk about the injuries for the Commanders?
Oh man, this list seems to be it keeps extending, man, and it's very, very, very concerning. Now, obviously, Noah Brown, Sam Cosmi, and Terry McLaurin, I knew all of them was going to be out. I'm glad Sam Cosmi is practicing, so that's great. Mikey Sainristil and Deebo Samuel Jr. are the concerning ones because I don't like back-to-back not practicing. Like back to on Wednesday and Thursday, them not participating is not a good sign. You know what I'm saying? We already had injury issues in the secondary. Pretty much the past 2 games. We've had issues. So those are the 2 that's very, very concerning on this list. Let me see. Deron Payne, I didn't even know he was. I didn't know he was going to show up on the list. Dorrance Armstrong, I'm glad he's fully practicing because him and Louisville are probably our best pass rushers, on the team. Glad Jayden Daniels is back, but the 2 to keep an eye on is Mikey Sainristil and Deebo Samuels because if they don't play, we are going to be in a world of trouble.
Are you trusting your boy Marshawn Lattimore this week?
Of course not. I don't. Him on the road is concerning. And maybe I don't know if it's Marshawn Lattimore, I don't know if it's Joe Witt Jr., but what's the guy's name? Wide receiver, Johnston.
Quentin Johnston, who's actually starting to come into his own, Crevonte.
Who's coming into his own. This would be a terrible time to put him or Keenan. Put the 2 old guys on one another. Him and Keenan Allen, go at it. But Keenan Allen will round him up probably. So I don't think that's good. You put him on a young guy or you put him on the old wily veteran. I don't know what you do, but Keenan Allen's going to get some targets. Johnson's going to get some targets. Omarion Hampton is going to get some targets. That's one of my guys.
Speaking of coming into his own, Crevonte starting to look good. Him and Genty last week,
had a game, but both of them had a game last week. So yes. It looks like they're like, all right, they're finally getting their footing. You know what I'm saying, in the NFL. But I'm concerned. Joe Witt has to prove that he can coach on the road. He can coach positively on the road because it seems like we have a good game, bad game, good game, bad game, and it just so happens that the bad games have been on the road, and you got to put Marshawn Lattimore in better situations, him and Bobby Wagner, because you got them looking old and crazy out there, and I'm not feeling it.
Real quick for the Chargers, Keenan Allen looks like he's good to go. Joe Alt, as we know, injured his ankle last week, so he's going to be out. Mekhi Becton, Crevonte, really good player, but always some sort of nagging injury. We don't know what he's going to do. I mean, Will Desley, Derwin James, another guy who always seems to be nicked up. One of the best at his position, but always nicked up, limited. So he may be a go, but may not be 100%. So wouldn't you think about it, Crevonte? Looking at their injury report, I mean, it's not flawless either. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
No. They absolutely have injuries, very concerning injuries, especially with the Joe Alt, who went from right tackle to left tackle and almost a seamless transition, and then he gets hurt. So this will be a great time to try to get some pressure on Justin Herbert, but we can't play no zone, man. Like it's crazy because don't play zone well, don't play man well. Like what are we to do? Because if we sit back and allow Justin Herbert to pick us apart, that's gonna fail. But Marshawn Lattimore is going to be targeted in man coverage, and he has to know that. So, what to do?
All right, Crevonte, we know you like to dress like the pros when your clothes are laid out by the wonderful Miss Hayes. We're going back with the white and burgundy once again on the road. How you feeling about that? And like you said, a lot of Commanders fans will probably be in LA, by the way. Speaking of
absolutely. Oh no facts. It's going to be a lot of Jayden Daniels supporters, and it's going to be a lot of Commanders fans. And again, threads look amazing. I love those as our, you know what I'm saying, our road get-ups. I can't stress the point enough. The threads have had a significant improvement. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really haven't come across anything that I don't like, unless they do something like burgundy on burgundy. I'm probably not really feeling that. But I like the threads in LA. So, you know, I'm cool with it.
All right, Crevonte, let's get to your keys to the game, because I know there's a lot of keys and a lot of things you'll be looking at 4:25 on Sunday. I'll let you rock out with the keys to the game and go from there.
Oh wait, but before I get to the keys,
Yes, sir.
Does that mean the Chargers are going to be in powder blue?
I was just looking it up while you were doing that because I was not sure of their jersey color.
Are they going to have that light, that real light powder blue? Because that's scary. That's going to be concerning. If they have the darker one, cool, but that powder one is terrifying, man.
Looks like, according to our good friends at Google,
Go Google it.
all powder blue jersey with powder blue pants for their matchup against the Washington Commanders. Powder blue, and more powder blue. So there you go.
That might not be. I don't like it. I don't like it. But okay. All right. Well, let's get into the keys. So number one, we have to, and I'm start with the offensive side of the ball. We have to run the ball effectively. You have to absolutely run the ball effectively to be able to create, you know, those play action passes for Jayden Daniels, because straight up, I don't like our wide receiver room. I'm be honest with you, especially with Deebo Samuel's hurt. So we have to be a balanced attack. We cannot be put into positions where we have to pass the ball. We have to we have to be balanced, and we have to be able to keep the defense off balance. If they're able to key in on us, that is not going to be well for the for JD5's homecoming. I'm gonna run to the defensive side of the ball on this one. We have to, and I've been saying this the past couple of weeks, we have to win the turnover battle. We don't force turnovers. We don't. And as a defense, as an aging defense, an older defense, we have to be able to force turnovers. If we can't get off the field on third down, because remember, 2 weeks ago we had the best third down percentage, and then that went away really quickly. You know what I'm saying? Went away very quickly. So, I mean, if we're not going to be able to get off the field on third down, can we take the ball away? We have to be able to win a turnover battle. I'm not talking about 1-0. Like, we got to get 2. I'm one with a defense like this that can get got. We have to have at least 2 turnovers. If we get 2 turnovers, man, we got a chance. Capitalize in the red zone. No field goals. Because again, I'm still not feeling Matt Gay. You know what I'm saying? He had a good game last game out in hot Atlanta. He had a good game, but I don't want to see him kicking 4 field goals, because if you're kicking 4 field goals, that means we're not capitalizing when we need to capitalize. Those field goals have to be turned into touchdowns if we're going to compete against the upper echelon of the NFL, the top tier teams. We have to turn those. We have to get 6. So that's that. We get into the red zone. We got to put up points, most importantly, but more specifically, we have to put touchdowns on the board. And of course, last but not least, Jayden Daniels' health. Protecting JD5 is always going to be a key to a game. I don't care how many games we play. I don't care how many previews we do. Protecting JD5 will always be a key, especially him coming off an injury and him having something that can hinder him, such as a knee brace. we all know JD5 is a ultra competitor. So he's going to do what he feel like he got to do to win. But protect him. I'd much rather see him get busy from the pocket. I really don't want to see him out and about unless he absolutely has to. And he has to understand that he has to get on the ground. Okay, he has to know that he has to understand that because he is our long-term guy. All right. Also, with the defense, we have to stop, limit, cease the explosive plays, and unfortunately, the explosive plays be coming against Lattimore. It is what it is. We have to limit the explosive plays because if we do that, we'll probably be in, most games. But have to absolutely eliminate the busted coverages, and of course, and one thing you always say, flags, penalties. Obviously, we have to keep that low. Absolutely have to keep that low. And I talked about special teams a little bit, but again, I don't want to see Matt Gay going out there 4 times. You know what I'm saying? We have to turn those red zone drives into touchdowns. And I really like what we've been getting on our returns. So if we keep that going, we could flip the field between Deebo Samuels and Jalen Lane. That's been pretty good. I don't know where we rank or what is the rankings for like the top special teams in the league or the rankings, but I'd like to say we're probably top 10, at least as far as like returns and things of that nature. But yeah, that's about that's about it. Not the Chanel.
Hey man, just realize how much money you didn't have on your check this Friday, ladies and gentlemen. God damn.
Not the Chanel.
We're at the first of the month, got to pay rent and everything else. I'm sure as we do.
It's gone.
But,
it's gone.
Yeah,
it's gone.
You don't even get it. Just give it to the whoever.
Gone. It's gone,
give it to
bro.
whoever. Yes. Super chats are open, so you can support what we do here.
Please.
You get to play. You get to play one of the toughest divisions in football, the AFC West this year. You start off with the Chargers. You got to see the tribal chiefs.
Oh boy,
the tribal chief, the Kansas City Chiefs, who the Ravens woke up. Of course, you still got to play Vegas, the Raiders, who you did play. Excuse me, you beat them already at the crib, and then you got to play those Denver Broncos, who are pesky as well. Starting to try to figure out after they dominated Cincinnati. Big game this week against Philly, which we'll get to. But how you feeling about the AFC West match? About you play the divisions every year, but how you feel about the AFC West?
I think the AFC West is one of the better divisions in all of football. I'm glad we was able to take the weaker get the weaker ones the weaker one first in the Raiders. No shade. But it is out of that division, the Raiders are 4th. The Chiefs, Chargers, and Broncos all have a really good chance of making the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Getting 3 teams from one division isn't as crazy as it used to be with, them adding an extra team from each conference. But I do think all 3 of these teams have have a really good chance of making the playoffs. And the Chargers jumped out to a crazy lead while the Chiefs were, kind of stumbling out the gate. But Xavier Worthy's back. Rasheed Rice is coming back in a couple weeks, and it looks like the Chiefs' offense is up. And because the defense was kind of always, helping the team tread water at least, and the offense was struggling. But now that they look like they're picking it up offensively, it's like, here come the Chiefs, and this would be a terrible time for the Chargers. Oh no. They lost to the Giants just now. That's like, oh gosh, that is crazy because like the Chargers are charging way sooner than I thought they would. Now I think it's still gonna go down to the wire because they do have a couple games on them, I think. So it's going to be between the Chargers and the Chiefs. And it's probably going to go down to December. And again, these are top-notch teams. The Broncos are offensively. It seems like Bo Nix, and this may be a Sean Payton thing. They struggle in September. I don't know what it is. They struggle coming out the gate, but they pick it up as the year goes on. Huge matchup against the Eagles, and we'll talk about that later. But that'll be a big road trip for them. If they could get that W, they can really shake some things up in out west.
Crevonte, I'm gonna show you a few things, and I just want to know how you feel about them. I didn't know this, but just doing my research. Yeah, Benjamin St. Juice, who's actually apparently playing very well. There's your guy, Mr. Lattimore, not so well. And another guy who I like coming out, Mr. Forbes, who's actually on another LA team. Don't look too happy there, do you, Crevonte? No?
How, first of all, get him off the screen because he is trash. He was terrible. Absolutely terrible. But I hated that Forbes pick. You got my live reaction.
Yes,
I couldn't believe they picked Forbes over Christian Gonzalez, and again, this was the Ron Rivera. I believe this was their last draft. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe that Christian Gonzalez was right there. Christian Gonzalez was right there, and y'all picked Manny Forbes. Like, what are we talking about? He was absolutely terrible. Also, he's undersized. Absolutely undersized, but couldn't cover, couldn't tackle. He looked overmatched, and I don't know. I can't imagine that he's doing great with the Rams because the Rams secondary does not look good. The Rams
their defense, their secondary might do them in.
It'll be the secondary because their front seven is really good. Like Verse is a maniac. But their secondary.
Trent Williams was holding them. That good old line of the 49ers is really good. Trent Williams still holding on too. I mean, love that guy.
Absolutely, because he's been in Jesus Christ. He's in what year 14, 15, something like that.
I don't know.
And still playing top notch. He's still playing like a top tier tackle in this league. But the Rams secondary is what's going to do them in, and it just so happens that Emmanuel Forbes is in that secondary. He's probably not even getting no playing time. I'm not worried about it. Now St. Juice, word on the street is that he's playing better. You know what will suck? If he gets a turnover of any kind, I'm going to be very, very sick about it. Whether it's a pick, a fumble recovery, if he forces a fumble, I'm going to be very, very sick about it. He was one of the worst DBs we had when we were last year. Excuse me. Absolutely one of the worst. Can't cover, and he got the nerve to be doing a lockup thing, and I'm like, oh, you are not good, sir. And Lattimore leaves a lot to be desired. He seems to be playing well like every other game, and when it's top tier talent, he gets handsy, he gets flags. Like, come on, bro, it's too much. We're scared, and I'm sure Joe Witt Jr. is probably nightmares about this, leaving him on an island, because I don't think he has it anymore to be left out there on the island with anybody, honestly. And like I said, pick your poison. You put him against Johnston and get destroyed deep, or get riled up by Keenan Allen. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you do there. But I'm not a fan of any of those guys right now.
Are you a fan of this, Crevonte? I did see this and I thought of you, by the way. Here you go. A little laughter for you on a Friday. There you go. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what is going on?
Oh boy.
Going crazy.
Get it. Who you got winning, Crevonte? What's your prediction for this week, man?
Man, I ain't gonna hold you, man. I think the Chargers gonna win, man. I think JD5 is gonna have a great showing, great coming out, but I don't trust the defense. I don't trust his defense on the road. I'm hoping Joe Witt Jr. and Marshawn Lattimore, Bobby Wagner, all of them prove me wrong, but the defense is what's going to do us in. As you can see, with Marcus Mariota, we're still able to put up points. So with JD5, it's only natural that we still be able to put up points. It's going to be the defense that let us down, unfortunately. And I'm hoping Joe Witt Jr. has a better game plan than he had, against the Falcons. So I think it's going to be the defense that loses us this game.
You got a score?
Probably 31-27.
Oh, you expect?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Oh, I said you're expecting points. The over. You're going with the over.
Oh yeah. I'm thinking. I'm feeling the over. So yeah. I'm thinking the Commanders will make it to the high 20s, possibly 30, but I think the Chargers make it to the 30s.
All right, Crevonte, let us go around the NFL real quick. Week 5, as I mentioned last night, and I will give the Thursday night games credit this year. And a lot of stinkers, Crevonte, and I think everybody be pretty this year. A lot of close games. And last week was a game-winning field goal with the Seahawks. And now this week, game-winning field goal in overtime with the 49ers, Crevonte, 26-23 over the Rams.
What a game. You want to talk about Vegas snatching money? Vegas, that's what Vegas did last. Snatched money. How dare the 49ers with 12 active people on their roster go to SoFi and put work in on the Rams? First of all, who is Mac Jones? Who is McCorkle? I used to make fun of him. McCorkle. I used to make fun of him, man. And he's out there. He put up 14. He was up 14-0 flexing, on the Rams. And I'm like, what is going on? And that's a credit to Kyle Shanahan. It really doesn't matter who's that quarterback. Like, he finds a way. He absolutely finds a way to get the most out of the quarterback position. And it was absolutely crazy. Now, I knew the Rams would make it into a game. There was actually a point in the game where I took the live bet. I think the Rams, they had the Rams plus 6.5 at one point. And I was like, ooh, I'll jump on that. I'll take the plus 6.5. And this was when I think they had it was 17-7 and they just kicked a field goal. So I took that plus 6.5 and I was like, yeah, I feel good about it. Rams came back, missed the extra point, and end up tying it at 20-20. And it got really crazy towards the end. The Rams had every opportunity to win this game at the end. And what play call, like Sean McVay, what's up, baby? Like, what was that? Why would you give it to the guy that fumbled the game away earlier to pick up any? Nah, bro. So the Rams had many opportunities to come back and win this game, but shout out to the 49ers' resilience and perseverance. Just keep on pushing. They're 4-1 and have 8 active members on 8 active people on the roster. It's absolutely crazy what they're doing, but their schedule is going to get tough. It's going to get tough very soon. Yo, Byron, you gonna robot on me? All right, well, Byron gets his situation together. What the 49ers is doing is really amazing. I'm be absolutely honest with y'all, man. What the 49ers are doing is really, really good. I didn't think Mac Jones was gonna make it in the second half of the game. I did not think he was gonna make it. He pulled he had got hit. I think Verse hit him. And he started holding his calf. And I was like, I thought it was his Achilles. And I was like, wow, That is absolutely crazy. They may have to go to their third. They may have to go to their third quarterback, which I didn't know. What's his name? Martinez. So that would have been crazy. But he was able to finish his game. So that was cool. The Rams. That this is one that's going to suck because there's a divisional matchup, and divisional matchups, they count for a little bit more. They count for almost two. Like when you lose those games, especially like that, it almost feels like it almost feels like two losses. So this one for the Rams absolutely hurts, because they were undermanned and they punched the Rams in the mouth, and it took the Rams a while to recover, and they had opportunities at the end and just did not work out. But I am glad they did not go for the tie. I'm glad they went for the win. Hey, Byron's back. Hold up. Nope, not yet. But yeah, man, I'm glad they didn't go for the win. I'm glad they did go for the win and didn't go for the tie. That would have been annoying.
Their kick 2-yarder, so special teams again, Crevonte. So there you go.
So special teams, you can win and or lose with it.
I don't know if this included this game, but Shanahan actually has an advantage over McVay, the good friends, 11-7, including the one playoff matchup. But Shanahan is a hell of a coach, man. I said it all the time. If they ever want to let him go in San Fran, I would gladly take him here in Baltimore. Yeah, just saying.
Absolutely.
We go to London. We continue the international series. The Vikings stay in Europe. They go from Ireland to London, and Dylan Gabriel still is pantomiming. Is he a mime now? Can he not speak? I don't know. Vikings Browns. Any intrigue there? That game?
No. I'm not. Rookie. I think this is a terrible spot to put your rookie quarterback in. Brian Flores is a maniac on the defensive coordinator side of the game, and putting him up against a rookie, and y'all are out the country. Like, it's so many factors in this, and I'm like, this is definitely a stay away game. I'm not betting nothing on this game. I think I picked the Vikings just because I feel like Dylan Gabriel is in such a rough spot. I think that's a lot to overcome for his first game that happens to be out the country.
Anything else on the 1 o'clock slate? We got Raiders, Colts, Giants, Saints, Cowboys, Jets. Not too much there, really.
I'm thinking about switching my Giants Saints pick. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm thinking about switching that pick in our group. Even though I picked the Giants on the flex zone, but I'm thinking about switching that pick. I'm not gonna hold you.
I feel you on that. Another 1 o'clock game that we are looking forward to, though. Broncos, Eagles, two good defenses. Should be interesting in Philly at 1 o'clock. And I think the Phillies play the Dodgers that night at Citizens Bank. So playoff baseball. Philly's going to be crazy this weekend. Just to say, if it's not already always crazy. But
Philly, Philly sports is wild in general. But the Phillies in the playoffs, the Eagles playing well. Yeah, Philadelphia could be will be crazy this weekend. But tough matchup for the Broncos road trip. 3.5 point underdogs. Bo Nix does not do well as an underdog. So this is an uphill battle for him and Sean Payton. But two things that travel well: running game and the defense. And the Broncos do have a top tier defense. Jalen Hurts has not been a world beater by any stretch of the imagination. He's just making plays when he absolutely needs to make plays. He's making that play. So that why Jalen Hurts is not going to blow you away, but he makes the plays when they count, which is all that matters, and they're undefeated. Now,
no passing yards last week, by the way. No passing yards in the second half for the Eagles last week. That was crazy.
absurd. And AJ Brown's got to have a game soon. AJ Brown has got to have a game soon. And would he
on
have
PS2? You think PS2 gonna let him get loose?
Not my guy. Not my guy. Not my guy. PS2. No, I don't think so. I hope not. I hope not. But he's got to have a game soon. But not against Patrick Surtain. Nah. I don't think so.
Real quick, I know you love the Ohio State #1 team in the country. J.K. Dobbins back to life, battled some injuries in Baltimore, got another chance last year, got hurt last year, back again with the Broncos. He's having a good year, giving them a solid running game as well. So
Indeed.
If you want to sprinkle some money down on an anytime touchdown, J.K. Dobbins might be an option, guys. Look out for him. Dolphins, Panthers, Texans, Ravens. I don't know what's going to happen with the Ravens on Sunday. I don't know. I don't know how you feel, Crevonte. Titans, Cardinals, anything with those?
The Cardinals should not play with their food here. Like, do what y'all gotta do and get out this game. Don't have the Titans stick around and then mess around and get them their first win. They are a little bit over a touchdown favorite. Smash them and keep going, and keep this thing moving. The Texans are in town. Cooper Rush is the quarterback. So usually we know historically what the Ravens have looked like without Lamar. So can CJ Stroud get right? Because CJ Stroud has not been looking the best as of late. So he will have an opportunity because the Ravens defense is not great. He will have an opportunity to, show out a little bit and get back right, essentially. And that's crazy to say against a Ravens team because the Ravens are usually known for their defense.
Buccaneers Seahawks could be a big game in the NFC, and Mike McDonald getting it done in Seattle.
Yeah. The Buccaneers are dealing with some injuries, but they're fighters, especially led by Baker Mayfield. The Seahawks, again, running game, defense. Sam Darnold. Now Sam Darnold's not a world beater, but put him in positions for him to win. So I think I will with the Seahawks. I love the Seahawks at home in that in this divisional. I'm sorry, no, not division. That's the South. They have to come west. So I like the Seahawks in the 12th man.
Another Ohio State guy, Jackson Smith-Njigba, #1 receiver. Don't understand.
Maybe sprinkle a little something anytime touchdown with him too.
I don't blame you, brother. Lions, Bengals. I don't expect much there from the Bengals. Lions. Lions get the 4-1 in that NFC North, Crevonte. That could be huge for them.
Absolutely, especially with the Packers playing, running into they ran into the Browns. They got a weird loss, so that's a way to get back. And plus, they gearing up for the next time they play them because the next time they play them may be for the division. So it's in their best interest to keep close.
I don't know how true this is, but just what the streets are saying, maybe Matt LaFleur, might be on a hot seat in Green Bay. Apparently, might get him warm. I don't know how true it is. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. I don't know. We'll see.
I think it depends on how they do in the playoffs.
Because the playoffs, they say he has a great regular season record, but his playoff record has not even been to a Super Bowl. He's at Aaron Rodgers, now Jordan Love, got Micah Parsons. So we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah,
he can come to Baltimore. He can come to Baltimore. I think if he wants to.
Listen, I think he would be a hot candidate as well if the Green Bay would do something crazy like let him go. But it's going to be all about the playoffs with him because with this team. You got at least NFC Championship is the floor. You know what I'm saying? And you have a contending team. So, yeah.
He comes from that McVay, Shanahan coaching tree. So, he'd be good. O'Connell, he'd be good with me. Are the Bills ever going to lose this year, Commander? Maybe the Patriots cover. Maybe like you said, the Patriots will cover, I guess.
maybe the Patriots cover. They're over a touchdown dog. The Bills are not the best with covering big spreads, so the Patriots will probably cover. But as far as the Bills losing, they gonna lose to somebody that it's gonna be a complete surprise because they beat the Ravens, which I thought they was gonna lose. Who else are they gonna play? That's like when do they play Kansas City?
I think that's coming up in like a week or two. It's coming up soon.
Like I said, I thought at most they'll have 3 losses, and that might be stretching it.
Week 8.
Yeah, because I mean
11.
they'll be favored
And
in
2.
all of these games. So yeah, the Chiefs one would be the one they probably maybe will lose. I think Rice will be back by then. But they probably three losses is the ceiling, and like I said, it might really be 2.
Monday night, Chiefs go to Jacksonville. Jacksonville 3-1, by the way, as well.
The Chiefs, the Chiefs seem to be getting on a roll. Jacksonville's, even though we talk about Trevor Lawrence a lot, we talk about your man Khan a lot. They have really good defense. They have a really good defense. So they'll be in a lot of games. It's just up for Trevor Lawrence to make that play. He has to make those plays. He has to pull out. He has to be like Jalen Hurts, like make those plays and not make any mistakes, because he could be a turnover machine as well.
All right, Crevonte, in the main event, game 1 tonight, Alex just asked. I was going to ask you about it anyway. Mercury or Aces, WNBA Finals, game 1 tonight. Yes, the Aces are back again. Asia Wilson, another MVP, and the Mercury, just they're a consistent franchise too.
Asia Wilson probably is going to go down as one of the greatest, ball players on the women's side, like ever, because her resume is crazy. Her resume is absolutely insane. But I like the Aces, man. I like the Aces. I really do. Asia Wilson is the best player, the best team. You know what I'm saying? So it's I think I'm sure the Aces are favorite. So I'm a rock with the Aces.
Yeah, she's averaging 23, 10, and 3. So
easy money.
There you go.
Easy money for her.
Yes, sir. Vegas does have the home court as well. So yeah, I think the Aces. If the Aces get this one, man, that would really help her legacy, considering they weren't expected to do anything this year. Everyone's saying the Liberty or the Fever or Minnesota. I said Minnesota, but the best player got hurt. But you know how it goes. So
yeah, Mike, look like Alex. What Alex got going down here? Overrated.
Was he asking about? Oh yeah, go ahead. You can answer that.
Who would you vote for most overrated? Ooh. Whew. God, overrated. I don't want to project, because and again, that let's not look at this like I'm being a homer, or because that's my rivals. Dak Prescott is playing some really good ball right now, but when the chips are all on the table, he typically does not show up. Maybe not the most overrated, but by the end of the year, if you ask me this question, it could be Dak Prescott. I don't want to say Trevor Lawrence, because I don't think he's highly rated ever. Outside of his rookie, outside of his early years, maybe like Kyler Murray, maybe a Kyler Murray. But again, overrated means that he was one of the top guys. Like overrated, probably like a Jordan Love. Maybe like a Jordan Love probably be an overrated.
And they can't go after that game against Green Bay. I know it was a tie. Dak played as, but they can't go to New York and lose to the Jets, though, man. They can't do that. They can't lose.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Unacceptable. Now, I think a loss like that would turn up the heat for LaFleur, because again, how you came out crazy, you can't stumble. You know what I'm saying, like that, because you far and away, any given week, you'll have the better roster by more than a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
All right, Crevonte, I think that's all we got. A very special late evening, the Washington Commanders post-game show this week, Crevonte. Let the people know what we do before and after each Commanders game. And Sunday night, we will be live.
Hey man, listen. So pre-games, we do pre-games, post-games. Maybe a Thursday night, Friday morning. Who knows now? Now you gotta stay tuned at this point because I don't know what we're gonna do. But a preview will happen, and it'll be somewhere between Thursday and Friday. And immediately after the game, we do our post games where you get my immediate instant reactions as well as Byron's on what went well, what didn't, pretty much the good, the bad, the ugly. So we aim to entertain, but we try our best to give knowledge, what I'm saying? Give knowledge as well. So you get a little of this, a little of that, so you'll be entertained.
Appreciate it, Crevonte, as always. The Commanderlorain, the voice of reason, one half of the Founding Fathers, and the senior producer, and of course, the best two-man Commanders duo on the net. I promise you will find giving you the content throughout the season as well. This is the 41st starting quarterback for the Browns. I just saw that on my thing.
Since 99, right? He said yes. They said that averages out to a new quarterback every 10 games.
Jesus Christ. And Shador's going to play at some point. I'm inevitably predicting it. When the Ravens play them again in November, I think Shador will be the quarterback. We'll see.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I think we'll see Shador at some point. I mean, I don't have faith in Gabriel like that. We'll see.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean that quarterback they got now at Oregon, though, man, he looks really good. I'm hearing he's getting a lot of buzz as well, Crevonte. But I think he's only like a sophomore though, so maybe he stays. But Mr. Moore, Dante Moore, look out for him. He's a big name. So hence why I picked him last week. I liked him over Alla. I know Alla's getting a lot of hype. I'm not a believer in him yet, personally, just me. So we'll see. What else do we have? I think that's all we got. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell, vote on the poll. This is the place, Crevonte, give you sports how you want it.
When you need it.
For your ones that acknowledges. Commanders Friday morning edition of Week 5 preview. We got a Ravens preview coming to you probably tomorrow. Big game for Maryland tomorrow. They play Washington, 2 undefeated teams, and I think they're like 1,000 tickets from a sellout, Crevonte. So Maryland packing out the joint. If you're in College Park, don't go that way. A lot of traffic, but it is going to be a big game.
Right.
Playing Washington.
Football's back, maybe.
Yes. Hey, hope so. We'll see. We got content coming for that preview today, probably at some point, and tomorrow we'll get a live post game after the game. They play at 3:30, so a lot of evening work. Ravens Texans will be live after that on Sunday, and of course on Monday the flagship podcast back at it again for another week. But of course your football Sundays will be spent with us. 2 post game shows, and Crevonte and I'll be recapping the entire day of NFL football as well, good, bad, ugly, in between. For Crevonte and everybody in the chat, thank you for watching. Happy Friday. Hope you have a great day. Thank you for joining us this morning. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell. We out of here. Commanders, Chargers. Week 5 already off to a great start after the great game last night. And one more quick goofy thing, Crevonte. I'll let you end with this. I saw Raj put it in the chat. I did see it. There you go. Yeah, that should be coming out soon, by the way, too. Yeah, he's getting the hammer today. Or I don't know what he's getting. We'll see. I don't know. I don't think it came out yet, but yeah.
First of all, Raj is at work. What are we doing? The diddler's getting hammered into. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this anymore. Is it anywhere? Has it happened already?
I think it just started. Last update I've seen as of 11:10 was Combs' defense claims its client might have his 5th and 6th Amendment rights violated if prejudicial evidence is used against him at sentencing. So they're trying to fight, give him time served, and some people are pushing for 11 years, a lot of different things. So we'll see. I guess maybe we'll get a instant reaction from someone on the Flight Zone. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And timing. But no, thank you. No, thank you. The diddler.
Look, Crevonte, everybody in the chat, thank you for watching. Have a great Friday. Everybody on X, come on over to YouTube, search the Flex Zone, subscribe. Got great content, lots to get lost into, and you'll have your Commanders content there as well. For Crevonte, everybody watching, have a good day. We gone, y'all. Thank you for watching. Peace.